there, Grant McComey here, and welcome to this week's edition of Travel Oregon's Grant's Getaways. You know, we are blessed with such an abundance of outdoor pleasure, sometimes as simple as a trail alongside a wetland that offers you wonderful wildlife viewing opportunities. But as I recently discovered, there are other types of trails that many of us just miss, watery trails that go down Oregon's rivers and streams. In fact, there's one particular watercraft that when you step inside, you slip past boulders, run down rapids, and leave all your troubles behind. It's when you step inside an all-Oregon boat.
I love history, and I value it to the point that I want to hold on to it.
Ray Heater puts people in touch with Oregon history through boats that he builds.
They're simple, very practical, they're beautiful.
Ray builds wooden drift boats in his Welch's, Oregon shop. He's the last to make a living by cutting, planing, and drilling Doug fir and cedar into boats that take people down rivers.
Why don't I do something else? Because I'm a fisherman, I love to float the rivers, and I've never seen a craft that can perform as well as this simple boat.
It's where boat building is as simple as it gets, with paper, pencil, and pieces of tape.
That's going to be my 75 CFS little craft on the upper Clackamas when nobody else can make it down the river. Just me, my fly rod, and that little boat.
A little boat that's based upon big memories. Heater's career spans more than 4 decades, built upon a boat design that's all Oregon. You see, drift boats were spawned on the McKenzie and Rogue rivers nearly a century ago. At first, the boats hauled supplies.
It's really a floating platform for your camping gear and your fishing, is really what it is.
By the 40s, anglers paid big money to guides like Woody Hinman to take them down rivers to catch fish. Heater says the all-Oregon boat was distinct because it safely rode atop the waves.
Oh man, that's a piece of ballet, water ballet. Those guys dancing on those waves with those oars, it's a rush. It is a rush. I mean, I love to fish, but I like to run that whitewater.
This is a scale model of the very first McKenzie River double-ender.
Heater is not alone in his quest to protect and preserve the all-Oregon boat. Roger Fletcher shares the same passion for drift boat history, but Fletcher's heart led him to craft models of the boats.
There isn't anything fancy about it, but when you look at the lines of the McKenzie River drift boat, for example, to me there aren't a prettier set of lines.
Scores of small, intricate, handcrafted pieces come in kits, so anyone can create a piece of Oregon history. He also writes about them in his new book, Boats and River Dories. It even contains plans to build 13 versions of the all-Oregon drift boat. In fact, that's Ray Heater and his wife Daphne on the cover. It's a small pool of boaters these days, but Fletcher insists that's changing. A glance to his wall shows people in far-off lands that have discovered what many folks here already know.
It's Oregon's boat, but it isn't Oregon's boat anymore because people are building it and using it in other parts of the world. And if they're as territorial as we seem to be, I wouldn't be surprised if they claim it as their own at some point. It's tough not to fall in love with this boat. And if a person hasn't been in one, gets in one and has a day's experience, they'll be back.
Heater and longtime customer and guide Ron Lazon, he owns 3 wooden drift boats, couldn't agree more. Once you've been between the oars of the all-Oregon boat, you'll never give them up.
I just think it's really, really important that people be aware of this, and I have people stop me all the time, even on the highway. If I'm picking up my clients somewhere, they'll pull in and they'll just ooh on this boat. It's history, you know. Oregon history, that's exactly right. Oregon history.
Adventurous and the sportsman alike. And as long as those rivers flow, we'll probably have this boat.
There is an annual gathering of wooden drift boats and their builders on the banks of the McKenzie River each spring. They even take newcomers along for a ride. It's a ride that once taken, you'll be coming back for more. You can find the details as well as more information about Ray Heater and Roger Fletcher and their work to preserve a piece of Oregon history on the Travel Oregon website. Until next week, for Travel Oregon, I'm Grant McComie.